To see the fully uncut version of this video, head over to patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons.
What's that like to live deliciously? Chaos reigns.
Please don't scream.
Nah, Sid, don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
What's going on? My name is Jonjo Lyons, and today I'm here to present to you my review for Porkchop 2, Rise of the Rind, aka Porkchops. Written and directed by Eamon Hardiman, Porkchop 2 stars... Oh, ladies. When young Simon Robertson moves with his family to a new town, he thinks the biggest peril will be the local bullies. Unfortunately, Simon's friend Meg informs him that the town has a much darker secret, a body count stretching into the hundreds. All the handiwork of Porkchop, a deranged madman with a pig mask. When the killer resurfaces, Simon and Meg will experience the most terrifying night of their soon-to-be short lives. How's it going, my plump little piggies ready for slaughter? It's that time again. Time to check out a sequel to what is hands down the worst film I've ever seen in my pathetic little life. Written and directed by the same maniac as the first one, Porkchop 2 was released roughly a year after the first one, and I'm so happy to say it is such an improvement. We've got gorier kills, surprising twists, and above all else, just a better quality of film. That being said, compared to normal films, yeah, it's awful, but against the original, it might as well be Citizen Kane. Also, I'm sorry to say, but this film doesn't feature any scenes of a robot f***ing a hot girl. Please don't stop the video. I've seen online the robots in part 3 though. Speaking of part 3, Porkchop 3D, do any of you lot have a copy I could borrow to make a review? I've tried everything to find it online. It's not available to buy, to download, nothing. It's nowhere. And apparently it's got 22 kills in it with returning cast from the first 2 parts. I truly am desperate to see that film, so if you've got any lead on where I could find it, please let me know in the comments. I love you forever. Who will survive this porker murder spree? Let's find out. But before we get into all of that, I just want to remind you, you can see this video completely uncut and early at patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons for as little as $3 a month. That's it. Want to see the uncut videos, gain access to the Discord, and see the Patreon exclusive videos that can't be on YouTube anymore, go over there now. The most recent of those Patreon only reviews was actually House of the Dead. I tried to post it to the main channel when everything seemed fine until 3 minutes before the premiere when Lionsgate blocked it worldwide. Thanks, guys. Blocking may be the only positive review for that movie that exists on the platform. Smart. But anyway, it's still on Patreon, so if you want to see the full 30-minute review, go over there now. Also, as most of you know, my short film Better Anything is currently being submitted to film festivals all over the world. We just got accepted to our second festival, which I'm super excited about, and I just can't wait to go and see it on the big screen. I really appreciate all the help that I've received so far and how far we've been able to send the film just off the back of the patrons. So again, if you want to help out, patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons. Thank you. But anyway, I'm in the mood to hear some really awful singing, so let's not waste any more time. Get ready to take another trip to Camp Wood! Such a terrible name. This is Porkchop 2. The movie begins with these two walking down a dirt road trying to hitchhike. Unfortunately, there aren't any cars and it's super hot, so they decide to spend their time more wisely by banging in the bushes. Cue our pig-faced friend who watches for a bit before drowning one of the girls in the other girl's vagina. Honestly, there are worse ways to go, like being burned alive for instance, which is what I thought happened to Porkchop at the end of the first one. And no, they never explain how he came back. Porkchop then picks up this nasty looking gardening tool and shoves it into the surviving girl's chest. Nice, that was better than any of the deaths in the first one. Let's just hope they're not the only 2 deaths for the next hour. Cut to the title card and opening credits and into this family driving. Here we meet Mr. and Mrs. Robinson as well as their son Simon. He's all pissed off about them moving to the middle of the country, and while his mother tries to make him feel better, that doesn't go very well.
And besides, you'll have the great outdoors all around you.
We're just full redneck.
Mr. Robinson then stops the car and orders his son to walk the rest of the way before driving off. Simon then starts on his way and is passed by this fella who chucks a beer at him. He then continues to walk, passing the famous Camp Woods sign on the way. Are those pig noises or some sweet redneck lovemaking in the bushes? I know what I want it to be. And that's when Simon is jumped by someone in a pig mask.
What the f***? You just got pork chop.
Ugh. This is Meg, who apologises for the slap and offers to walk Simon home. Cut to the parents arriving at said home and having a chat about Simon adjusting to the new area, which doesn't go anywhere and is of no consequence. Back with Meg and Simon, she explains who Porkchop is and how she's waiting for him to return. And then this happens.
Oh wow. Guess what? You live in his house.
Jeez, Meg!
Okay. Moving on. They enter the home and Meg starts rudely going through all the cupboards before suggesting they go and check out the barn. Simon says he's kinda tired, but Meg starts flirting and convinces him to check it out.
I think it's over here. Should be a clearing.
Is your family rich or something?
Not exactly, that's why I'm here.
No. No. No need for any of this.
Got a good deal on the place.
Is your agent Fleming?
I'm not sure. Glasses and long hair.
Stop it. Please. Stop singing.
He's been trying to unload that place for years. Pretty sad, no takers. The place is sick.
Whose f***ing idea was this? I assumed this was just the normal dialogue and then someone on set was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if you sang it? I hate that person with every fibre of my being. Mercifully, that stupid shit comes to an end and the pair walk deeper into the woods, eventually reaching the barn. They go inside and it looks like this is supposed to be where Porkchop hangs out.
God, is this real?
Now that right there is as real as it gets, I'm afraid.
Oh, f*** off, not this again. He's a returning character. Bring back the singing. Make the whole movie a musical. Just please don't make me have to suffer through this arsehole's bullshit again. My least favourite character from the first film introduces himself as Bert and says he's the one who sold Simon's parents that house. He tells them to stay out of the woods when this fella turns up and tells him not to scare the kids. And his name is Teddy, who looked like this in the first movie.
Teddy, you just best stay out of this one.
You always scaring the visitors away.
I'm not quite sure what's happened in the time since then. They start to walk the kids back to the house when Bert decides to tell the story of Porkchop's origin. And just so I don't have to suffer more of Bert, pig farmer's son is pet pig, dad kills pet pigs, the kid kills parents, now pig man kills people in the woods. Moving on!
And no one ever caught him?
Well, me and Teddy, we thought we had him a couple years back. But boom, pops up again, kills a bunch of teeth, and...
Oh, they do actually mention the first movie. Still no explanation on how the killer came back from the dead, but they are establishing some sort of canon, so congrats. Bert says he and Teddy now protect the woods from Porkchop and advise the kids once again to stay away. The rednecks then bugger off and Meg kisses Simon, telling him she'll see him at school tomorrow. Cut to these two fellas drinking when one of them gets out to take a piss. They have a long chat about wanting to bang the woman they're working for and then whether or not you should be worried if there's blood in your piss. The long-haired one then vanishes and when his mate goes looking for him, he gets grabbed by Porkchop.
Don't have time for this shit. Judas Priest.
And that's the end of that scene. Cut to Meg walking through the woods at night. We then pan up to see the two buddies hanging dead in the tree. And hey, that's 4 kills in the first 24 minutes. That's amazing. Sure, we didn't actually get to see the second two murdered, but this is a massive improvement on the first film. Well done, Team Porkchop. Cut to Simon waking up the next morning and declaring today will be a good day. He then joins his parents in the kitchen wearing whatever the this is. His mother says the movers still haven't arrived with their stuff, so she laid that out for him, and when he says he'll just wear what he wore yesterday, his mum says no, which really annoyed me. You're gonna send him to school? His first day at a new school wearing that? Give him a chance, you boot-faced knuckle. Anyway, he leaves and we cut to Simon walking to school when he's grabbed by Meg. She kisses him and compliments his look, then runs off when a group of boys pass and crack up laughing at him.
You're wearing girls' clothes. That's gay.
Meg then returns and hands Simon a new shirt before giving details on the boys we just met. The one that hit Simon is Howard and their leader is Bobby, who I also think was the guy who threw beer at Simon earlier. Cut to the kids in class. Meg asks the teacher if he can tell them all about the Porkchop murders over the years, and after locking the classroom door, he gets into the story. Yes, a return of something we saw in the first movie a couple of times, a montage set to music. I guess it's a good way to pad out the runtime and you don't have to write any script for it. After class, Simon sees the boys in the hall again and Meg introduces the two girls in the group, Heather and Hannah. There's also Trevor and Rich as well as Howard and Bobby. Simon says he wants to make the popular kids like him just to make school easier, and we cut to the pair outside. Simon invites Meg over for dinner that night and we cut to maybe the worst line reading in the history of cinema.
God, that Fellsworth is such a douchebag.
I know, all that pork chops shit. Guy is a weirdo.
Good lord. Anyway, after hearing that, the girl comes up with an idea.
Let's go in the woods and
because there's nothing sexier than watching a man struggle to get through a single sentence. I really should start saving my outtakes. Cut to them kissing in the woods when we get another great line.
Alright, baby. You ready to get cocked?
Sick. Then the camera pans away and we get to listen to their 30-second bang session.
Ooh, you like getting cocked?
yes, I do.
Oh, God, I'm cocking.
Oh, cock me harder.
And after they're done, they decide to have a smoke when Porkchop turns up and feeds the boy his bong. Ah well, at least you got to blow one final load before the end. Good night, sweet prince. Cut to Simon and Meg arriving at his place when his parents announce they have to go back to the city to get their stuff. They're gonna be gone for a few days, so give Simon some money for food and tell him to order pizza when it's suddenly night outside. In Simon's room, Meg looks at the money and hatches a plan. They're gonna have a party. Cut to the next day at school. Here Meg hands party invitations out to the popular kids and we then cut to them discussing whether or not to attend. Hannah says she doesn't want to go because Meg creeps her out, but Bobby is into the idea, if only for the fact that it will be a great opportunity to beat the shit out of Simon. Cut to a shaky shot of the moon that seems to go on for eternity and then to Meg carrying beers into the house. She then kisses Simon and sends him to go and get the beers outside she couldn't carry. Oh shit, Simon's dead, but I thought he was the main character. Are we switching over to Meg now? That was genuinely surprising and, dare I say, the death, quick and with no music, was kinda haunting. Back with Meg, the popular kids enter the house and thinking it's Simon, our new final girl whaps her baps out. She asks why the populars are early and Bobby just says they were bored. Hannah then demands some beers, so Meg goes to get them as they all wonder where Simon is. Meg asks if they saw him, but Bobby says no when Heather and Trevor decide to get their camping gear and go in the woods. Hannah then asks her fella Rich if he wants to go and do the same when we get this moment.
What? Nothing, just Heather and Trevor, their names, but never mind. Whatever.
I just like this because they were clearly meant to shoot Meg for this scene as well, but either forgot or ran out of time. Also, she isn't mic'd up, and I just think that's really funny. Anyway, she drags Rich off and the remaining two blokes take a seat. Howard tries to shoot his shot, but that doesn't go well, with Meg instead asking him to go and find Simon for her. Cut to Heather and Trevor setting up camp. They quickly that off and have silent sex for literally 22 seconds before laying down. Heather calls the tolerable, which pisses off Trevor, so he goes to get some firewood. While searching, he thinks he hears a pig, so tries to hunt it, I guess, but instead, it hunts him. First by chopping off his fingers, then smashing his head in. I also really like this death because of the blood changing on the tree mid-shot. Good stuff. Anyway, Porkchop celebrates the kill as we cut back to Heather, then to a bush, and finally inside to Meg and Bobby. That goes nowhere, so we cut to Hannah and Rich finding the barn and heading inside, where we get another amazing line reading.
Whoa, check out that creepy altar.
I know none of these people are seasoned actors or anything, but some of these performances are above and beyond. I'm actually starting to kind of love this movie. I also keep getting nosebleeds and blinding headaches, but I don't think it's related. The pair then start talking about Porkchop, and Rich tells Hannah another story about the killer. That he didn't kill all of his victims, saving a woman because, as he puts it, despite his appearance, Porkchop is a man. We don't get to see this, which is a good thing, obviously. Who in their right mind would want to see that?
I want to see it.
Cut back to a sleeping Heather when she's joined by Porkchop. Heather wakes up but is quickly knocked out and closed up in her sleeping bag, then dragged away. And we never see her again, which is lame. Back with Meg and Bobby, they watch a news report where a family begs for their daughter's safe return. The little brother says Porkchop killed her while desperately trying not to laugh, and the scene devolves into this shit.
You know, f you too, Dad, you piece of shit. And f you for bringing up Porkchop. We're all dead now.
Yeah, but Porkchop is what you eat.
I'm gonna kick your ass, Dad.
Cut back to Meg and Bobby as he asks again where Simon is. He cusses the poor boy out some more when Meg says the party was his idea. Bobby continues to despise poor Simon for no reason at all when he goes to look out the window and moans about not getting laid. Then we cut to Hannah and Rich finishing up. Hannah says she wants to go as the serial killer altar in the corner is creeping her out, which is fair enough.
Then fine, but...
You gotta respect Porkchop. He kills you, but he lets you crack a nut off first. Porkchop then chases Hannah through the woods, stopping briefly to sniff this tree. Hannah then stops for no reason at all and gets grabbed by Porkchop, who rubs on her for a bit. Hannah surprisingly manages to free herself and does this weird crawl when she finally arrives back at the house. Inside, Bobby and Meg hear her scream when Porkchop extinguishes Hannah's flame for good. Damn, I might be losing it here, but are those effects pretty f***ing awesome? We even get a genuinely funny moment.
Things were
Hey guys, I'm locked out. Let me in.
Okay, basically we need to get out of this house.
That was good stuff. First time I've laughed in the series. I feel weirdly proud. Like a dad watching his baby stab another baby for the first time. For some reason, Bobby and Meg decide to leave the house and run into the woods in an effort to escape Porkchop, eventually making it to the barn. Meg tells Bobby to sit down and he starts crying about his dead mates. And that's when Bobby explains why he is the way he is.
When I was a kid, my Uncle Beezer, he touched me.
Yeesh. Okay. Moving on.
We didn't end up going home. About halfway there, he pulled over to the park. And
oh, you're still talking about this. What a f***ing strange place to put this kind of monologue in your slasher movie.
maybe that's why.
Who's the retard now? Get him, Daddy.
That's right, folks. Meg was Porkchop's daughter the entire time. From the day she was born, really.
No!
Cut to morning as we see Hannah's makeup in the daylight, and yeah, maybe we shouldn't have.
What did I tell you, Teddy? God damn it.
Oh, come on, Bert, not again. We're nearly done.
Oh no, let's sell the house. Let's flip out and flip houses like them queers on the Garden Channel.
I really do hate him so much. Anyway, this scene ends with them insinuating they're gonna Hannah's corpse, and we cut to father and daughter as the film comes to an end.
Daddy, where's Simon?
Oh, and we also get this after credits scene of the family from the news being dead, which I hated. The end! Well, that was so much better than the first. Was it a good film? No. But was it better than the first? Hell yes. Porkchop 2 is not a very good film. It's a paint-by-numbers, in-the-woods slasher that doesn't really do anything new but delivers enough to be mostly entertaining. It's only when you compare it to the original movie that you find the value. The story is simple enough, with some kids throwing a party and slowly being picked off one by a guy in a pig mask. It's the same movie we've seen a billion times before until that reveal that Meg is his daughter. That being said, Simon dying so early was certainly a surprise. This time things clip along nicely, with the spread out kills helping the pace a lot. Apart from the singing scene, which grinds the film to a complete halt. Onto the characters, and everyone is very mid. There isn't a good performance among them, but equally there wasn't anyone that made me want to pull my genitals off with my bare hand, so I guess that's a plus. We do get some fantastic line readings, but yeah, not much to say here. Oh, apart from that I hate Bert so much. Next is the gore, and I'm so happy to say this is a massive step up. Not only do we get more frequent kills, but there's a fair amount more blood. The effects are still pretty basic, but the difference between this and the first one is night and day, especially when it comes to the tiki torch. Her cheeks look pretty awesome, in the night shots at least. Production wise, again, this is a massive improvement. The film looks better, and the original's biggest fault, the sound, has taken a massive leap in quality. And that's it really. In the end, Porkchop 2 is a forgettable, zero budget slasher movie. It has everything you'd need from a killer in the woods movie and doesn't really offend in any profound way. Mostly, I'm just excited to see the next movie in the series now. Check it out if you're a completionist, I guess. So that was my review for Porkchop 2. What do you lot think? As I said, this is so much better than the first one, and I really hope that upswing in quality is going to continue into Porkchop 3D. Which again, if you have a copy of, please send it to me. I really want to review that one. There's supposed to be 22 kills. I just hope they're all on the level of the tiki torch kill. Speaking of which, if you want to see Bobby's head get smashed to pieces completely uncut and early, head over to patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons. There you can find the uncut version of this review, plus others with more stuff being added every single week. We got the uncut reviews, Patreon exclusive reviews, / comic breakdowns in the Discord. And all that can be yours for as little as $3 a month. You can pledge more, I really appreciate it, as I need that extra money to send Better Anything to every film festival that will take it. And if you have a specific film festival in mind, DM me on Patreon and we'll swap PayPal details or whatever and I'll get it submitted. Cheers! So that's it for another week. Like the video, leave a comment and click subscribe if you haven't already. My name's Jonjo Lyons and I bet I could take Porkchop. And if not, then he can impregnate me. I bet whatever I give birth to has a better singing voice than Meg. Ugh. See you next time.